We're live. Paul from Apex Mindset. I am live, so give it about a minute for some people to log on, get in the chat. I'm not going to make this a super long one, though. I didn't even plan to do a live video today, but I'm just behind on my live videos because just my clients come first. So I have a lot of consultations happening right now. It's filling up my schedule. That's a good thing. That's not a bad thing. Helping a lot of guys with a lot of different issues. All right. Types of issues might be, not just game and pickup is a big thing right now. But also doing, yeah, cool. Glad you made it along, man. So people getting there in the chat, but game and pickup is a part of it. LTR game, like managing your girl and managing your wives and navigating divorce, getting rid of a one-itis, getting back in your purpose, tapping into your alpha self, um, getting rid of limiting beliefs, getting rid of traumas, goal setting, entrepreneurial coaching a little bit. I don't bill myself necessarily as that, but we're doing mental fitness exercises and things like that to help with productivity, not procrastinating, things of that nature. Even fitness, got a couple people seeing me about diet and exercise because I do have all those certifications and was a master, still am actually a master fitness trainer for the military. But so I know all that, my way around that stuff too. And so guys are having problems and fixing problems, and that's a good thing. So that's why I have a list of videos that you guys you'll have coming up here. The jealousy series is good. The retroactive jealousy thing is huge for a lot of guys. It's huge. So that'll be hourly cost. Yeah, I just say email me. All right. The reason why I say that is because I'd rather just I'll send you there's a cost and there's the particulars of how I'm billing and what to expect in sessions. If you're interested in that, just at APX here, I'll throw it in the chat. Oops. I'll throw it in the chat. My email though, just send me an email, okay, and we'll square you away. At gmail.com. So, okay, cool. So yeah, that's how to do it. And the reason I say that is because when this course does drop, I'm still working on it. Good afternoon, Danny. When the course drops, my rates are going to end up going up. Okay, and I'll have to figure out whether I want to grandfather some people in that are already in process with me, or how I'm going to handle that. And so that's why they're not fixed rates, and I'm looking at maybe some different options for guys who I'm doing hypnotherapy and EMDR with, because those can be shorter sessions sometimes, right? And get guys on track for things that they need, versus let's say somebody dealing with a breakup or an almost breakup scenario where they're on their last leg or whatever with their wife or their girlfriend. That could be like they're in a lot of distress, and some people, they might want to see me a couple times a week, you know what I mean, to square their stuff away. That happens, you know what I mean. Guys who are in more distress, end up spending more hours with me, or guys who are just kind of getting back on track, maybe want some help with mental resiliency, mental fitness, getting into that alpha mindset, getting rid of beta or limiting beliefs. I'm just coaching these guys on some meditation, anchoring, NLP stuff. Like they might only need me for half an hour, So, I mean, it depends, man. It depends on what's going on. Got a question, and we'll get into our topic. What's your take on if your woman decides to become a motorcycle rider overnight, and she say it to you like it's nothing after she already registered for the course? I can't ride on my side. I don't know what I can't ride on my side means, but she just decided out of nowhere. Okay, well, I need a lot more information than that, like what her influences are, what her reasoning is for that. And I say that because does she have any, first thing I want to look at is something like that is, does she have any male friends in her circles, or male people, we'll say male people versus male dogs or cats in her social circles? And are those males in her social circles avid motorcycle riders? There's your question. So that's the thing. If you're wondering what to worry about, that's what you need to look at. If Kevin for sales from sales is a motorcycle rider, an avid motorcycle rider, well, you might need to look at what's going on between her and Kevin in sales, right? Because that happens when a woman starts to become interested in a new guy. And hey, man, Lex, I'm not saying that this is your girl, okay? Because I don't know enough info, so I don't want to make you start going on a rampage thinking it's another dude, right? But does she know a Chad Harley Charlie? No friends on a motorcycle. All right, so could be just that she needs a change. How old is she? Well, and then ask that question. Because so sometimes so Lex, you want to tell me how old she is in the chat? That might help me out too, because sometimes women, when they're unsatisfied with the way their lives are going, this could be anybody too, right? They'll just want 29. I should have just guessed it and acted like I was Nostradamus, right? I would have guessed Epiphany stage. I would have guessed she was approaching 30. That was my guess, but you won't know that because I didn't say that. Damn it! All right, yeah, that's my that was my guess. Why would I guess this? All right, when a woman is approaching 30, that is her midlife crisis. Okay, 30 is the midlife crisis for a woman. All right, guys do a midlife crisis for different reasons. It's usually 40 or a little bit past that. The reason for the guy midlife crisis is because guys are trapped in a blue pilled fantasy world. They become a slave for a woman into their kids and to their job, and they're basically a slave and living that way. They're living like a prisoner and a resource slave, and they finally freak out and then bang the secretary when they're 40 and buy a Corvette or something, right? And start wearing tap out shirts or whatever. It's like that's what happens to the guy. He finally goes, holy crap, I've been wasting my life and I'm miserable, right? That's that epiphany a guy has a little bit later when he's trapped in that paradigm. Now, guys who are doing really well with women, killing it in life, all that stuff, they don't do much of a midlife crisis at all. All right. Now, women generally go through their own little crisis. And theirs is when they're approaching 30. 30 represents a lot of things for a woman that's not necessarily good. And that means that she represents her having to take responsibility for her life, which is a big thing. It's really cute when you're fun and in your 20s and you're a pretty girl and everyone just excuses you, for being pretty. And then all of a sudden you're 30. It's like the same things that were cute and fun and funny from a 21-year-old, that's cute and pretty. You look at a 31-year-old, like, what the hell's wrong with you? Get your crap together, And so for a lot of women, that's a big deal for them, a crisis. They're starting to evaluate their behavior, evaluate where they're at in life. And so they just go, man, there's something I've always wanted to do. I haven't done it yet. I need to do it before I turn 30, and it seems stupid and I have to settle down. So they're going to get that tattoo they've always wanted, or they're going to get, get into motorcycles and become a motorcycle person and go balls into that, or they're going to try to, well, I'm going to, hitchhike across the country. Like, this is where they do crazy, weird stuff to try to, get these milestones, like to get, that excitement, to happen for them, because they're just not satisfied where they're at, for whatever reason. Doesn't mean she's not satisfied with you, but she's just not satisfied with where she's at. And she wants to knock out some milestones or some things to do before she hits 30. That's usually what that happens. Now, as long as it's not, those milestones aren't, have a go ride the choo-choo train at the frat party, then you're probably good, right? I mean, you just have to evaluate all of our other behaviors. I'll read more of your comments, though, now. So she is my woman for a year, and she knew last year and didn't tell me. It's her childhood dream, but never told you. Yeah, that's fine. She probably didn't think about it either. She probably, there's those things, dude, like things you've always wanted to do, right? And that could be what that thing is. And this is where these things come out. Man, I've always wanted to do this and I never did it. I'm going to be 30 soon. I'm going to go skydiving or whatever, right? How I feel is more about me staying at home and always worrying that she doesn't crash or get hit all the time from the other biker. She is sexy and she is very jealous on her side for nothing at all. I know the pattern of women of this age, but what can a man do? She is satisfied with you. She's satisfied with you, and she's happy with you. That's good. Okay, that's all you can worry about, man. All right, you're not going to. Don't be the guy that acts like her parent. All right, people get behind motorcycles all the time and don't die. Maybe I would consider getting one yourself. Motorcycles are kind of cool, right? I mean, they're a lot of fun to do, and so they're a lot of fun to be around. But don't do it because of her, or do it because of you, or don't do it and let her do it. But I mean, unless it's something that's going to violate your relationship contract, you know what I mean? Like, she wants to go to a bachelorette party in Miami and, have strippers slap her against her face with parts of their anatomy. As long as she's not doing stuff like that, things that would violate the contract you have in your relationship, right? The social contract, right? The unwritten or written one, whichever it may be. If you're talking about marriage, as long as she's not violating those things and harming your relationship, let her have her thing. Let her do her thing that's going to make her feel like she's free and like she's in control of her life and making her own decisions. That's the problem. She's not happy where she is in life. And be aware of that. As her dude, you need to be aware of that. And then you need to sort of her problems aren't your problems though. So you're not there to solve her problems for her, and try to make her happy, make her satisfied. That's her job. That being said though, you can be there to support her and to be that strong alpha stable person that's there to, steer in the right direction. And so, yeah, if you're not into bikes or you don't like it, I mean, again, I don't see bike or I mean, getting behind a bike or I don't know, taking up skiing or any other sports. Do you know what I mean? I don't currently passing my car permit. I could only ride in 2 years. So I don't know what country you're in, homie. It doesn't sound like the United States though. But yeah, dude, she wants to ride bikes, man. Go let her ride it. Who cares? You know what I mean? Like, as long as it's not affecting your relationship in a negative way. But it will affect your relationship in a negative way if you're trying to make a girl feel like a prisoner. You know what I'm saying? And lay down the rules. So yeah, France. Okay, cool. So yeah, you guys are in France. She's just, and you know what? Women will get crazy about a hobby or something, and then they won't follow through half the time. You know what I'm saying? So like, oh, I've got to do this or whatever. Sure. It's like dealing with a kid, not saying, I don't mean to say that disparagingly, but all people, okay, but women can do that. They get so excited about doing something and then it just fizzles out. Maybe she gets a bike, gets her permit, takes it out a few times in the summer, whatever. And then, it doesn't take for, who knows how it's going to go. But the point is though, you know what I mean? Just, oh, you're in Montreal. Okay. Yeah. Point is, dude, is just, let her do what she needs to do, man. To live her own life. And it's not your responsibility to solve her problems for her. Okay. As long as she's in your frame and in your relationship, that's good. Now, if you have real concerns about motorcycles, well, then you let her know your concerns, and let her know your problems with it. Maybe there's problems I'm not saying that you have with it. That's cool. It's not up to me to tell you what your standards or, problems or concerns need to be necessarily. But then you present that to her, and use statements of fact. If a girl's doing something I don't like and it's not a violation of relationship contract, meaning, okay, like that's a hard stop, I'm going to kick you to the curb. She's going to go do something and I don't like it. I'm going to just tell her, hey, I don't like it, and here's why. And then I'm going to remove my time and attention from her when she's worried about and wanting to do those things. And I'm also prepared to walk away from her for good, all right, if those things are becoming irreconcilable. So that's what it boils down to. And if she values you and values a relationship, sees you as the alpha man, and you're not trying to keep her as a prisoner by trying to control her and tell her what to do, she'll gravitate towards your frame and she will adopt your ideas behind it. And as long as she feels like she's doing that on her own free will, then her rationalization hamster will work in your advantage and she'll rationalize the opinion that you have and share that with you in a complimentary way. You know what I mean? And maybe safety is a concern on bikes. Maybe she's splitting the difference and she's, only going on, you know, roads without a lot of traffic and stuff like that. Who knows, man? You know what I mean? Maybe she does a little bit and then goes, you know what? It seems really dangerous and you were right. And I just wanted to try it. I feel glad that I tried it, but I just don't want to, I don't want to be on bikes all the time because people drive like crazy and I could get hurt, right? I mean, she'll figure out a way to rationalize it. That's what's nice about the rationalization hamster that women have, which is their tendency to rationalize things, to their advantage or favor, is that when she's in your frame and she changes her opinion because of your frame, she'll use that rationalization hamster to your advantage. But you have to back off though, and you have to let that rationalization hamster do the work for you, which means if you're doing the work for her by explaining and over explaining the reasons why, and then, telling her she can't do it or else she's going to be sorry, and, setting up ultimatums and lots of explanations for her, it won't work, too well. You're not letting her rationalization hamster do that work for you. And then you become a parent, and she resents you because, dad said I couldn't do this. And then she becomes a rebellious child. It's not a dynamic you want. You know what I mean? So just back off, let her handle, her own life. Okay. And set your standards, illustrate your ideas and your beliefs, and then watch her gravitate towards your beliefs if she's in your frame and wants to be with you and sees you as that alpha option. All right, cool. So I need to get into this thing I got on here for, or else, or else. All right, so I want to share with you a little cucking story. Okay, this is a little story that was presented to me. Person will remain anonymous, of course. Guy says, used to date a smoke show hairdresser, and one day she came home to my place straight after work on Valentine's Day, which was her birthday, with a huge basket with all sorts of good stuff: wines, cheeses, chocolates, all that. I kid you not, she came through the door, and after she told me about the guy who brought her the basket, said, I want to watch you eat the chocolates you brought while I blow you for my birthday. This was way off my radar and pre-red pill. I was blown away, pun intended. Nice. Nevertheless, it was her that pushed me to the edge and how I found red pill sources. Now, years later, I look back and realize she was seriously just getting her freak on, knowing she had this kind of power over men. Demon in the sack, but holy crap, what a life ruiner. It was just my turn, and she effing knew it. Okay. How about that? All right. Talked about cucking before. I've talked about them in other videos. Want to just sort of remind you on this, guys. One time in my life, all right, I'm not embarrassed about this, but when I was a teenager, particularly in early college, at one time in my life, I was the guy with the wine, the cheese, the chocolates. Maybe not the wine because it's the drinking age, but the cheese, the chocolates, the flowers. I was that guy. Flour, chocolate, cheese, chocolates, baskets on Valentine's Day, while she was getting slammed out by another dude eating my food and laughing about it. I was that guy at one point. You're either the alpha or you're the cuck. You're not just the beta, all right? You're the cuck, all right? I've also been at a girl's. I remember one particular girl had a guy go to Ireland and pick her up these expensive and rare stone goblet set from Ireland. All right. And he, had given it to her as a gift. And we were naked in her place after banging it out all day, drinking, booze and stuff out of these goblets. And she's laughing and grinning, telling me about the story, how she got them. All right. You're either the alpha or you're the cuck. All right. That's how this works, gentlemen. And I'm not trying to, make you upset or anything or give you that red pill rage by telling you that, because I'm telling you that because you need to make a conscious decision which one you're going to be. All right. I started getting good with women and started having great experiences with women and started having a lot less bad experiences with women before I knew game, before red pill was a thing, a couple decades ago, right? I was 21-ish, right around there, about mid-college, and I just got fed up and I decided I'm not doing this anymore. I'm no longer going to be the wine, cheese, chocolate Valentine's Day present guy. I'm going to be the guy that she brings over the wine and cheese to when she wants to get railed out. That's the guy that I'm going to be. Okay. I made a conscious decision of who it was going to be, and it wasn't going to be the other guy. All right. It's get laid or get out. All right. Not that it's all about sex, but sexual desire. Okay. Desire for me as a man and as an alpha man, or get out. Okay. Because if she doesn't see me as that, there's no amount of wine, cheese, and gifts and presents and love languages, okay, that's going to make her see me as that. All right. She either sees me as that, the guy she wants to mate with, or not. And if it's not, then I'm the cuck. Now, if I'm a platonic friend with her or something and I'm not interested in her sexually at all, that's fine, right? That's fine. You can have women in your social circles. I'm not suggesting you can't, okay? It's not the same as being friends with a guy, but it's okay to have women in your social circles that you're not banging. That's okay. But if you want something more from a girl, she's either sees you as the alpha or she's seeing you as the cuck. And if she's going to see me as a cuck, then she gets kicked out the door. All right. You got to set your standards. There's an evolutionary psychology thing about this, guys. I mean, this is where this comes from. I'm not just talking out my butt here, okay? But women don't just not want to mate with betas. Women despise betas. Why do women despise men that they see as less genetically viable for mating? They despise them in a sense that they don't want that guy to mate. They see that guy as a resource drain on the tribe. Picture that you're in a nomadic hunter-gatherer tribe, okay? Because that's how our brains have evolved and are designed for. In that hunter-gatherer tribe, or in that small city, state, or whatever, if we're talking post-agriculture, there's a limited amount of resources. People could starve to death back then, right? People could not have resources. The guy that is not capable, that's seen as the beta, that's not genetically viable, is seen as a drain on those resources. She is only interested and wired on draining that guy through the society of his resources and what little he can provide, what little she sees him providing, all right, so that she can maximize her ability to mate with the alpha. All right, that's what this represents. The girl bringing the basket to the guy she wants to bang and saying, let me do this while you eat this guy's basket. What is that saying? Okay. From a primal perspective, why would she do that? Where's the getting off on that? They all get off on that. Every single last one of them. All right. And they do that because they are draining that beta from the resources that they can drain him for in order for her to maximize her mating strategy. All right. That's the essence of part of the essence of strategic pluralism, alpha lays, beta pays type thing. All right. That's why that's there. So she doesn't just want to take that guy's resources. She's going to get off on another dude knowing that she's taking that guy's resources. She's going to get off on another dude knowing in order to know that the dude she's getting off with is the best or is the better option, she degrades the other guy. Even if she only does it up here in her head, she degrades that other guy as a sexual option. The more she degrades him, the more she sees the guy that she is with as the best option. And it's totally subjective, might not even be true, okay? Might not even be true. But that is the move that she does and that she's wired to do. And if you go back to those cucking videos, it explains it in more detail. This is what she is wired to do, all right? So you have to make a decision who you're going to be, as a man. You need to make a decision as to who you're going to be, who you're going to show up as. Are you going to be the alpha or are you the cuck? Are you the guy that she laughs at while she's putting another guy in her mouth and he drinks your glasses you brought her from another country or eats your basket you got her for Valentine's Day? Are you going to be the cuck while she does that to you? or are you going to be the alpha? The only way you are the alpha is when you set your standards. Okay, that's all it is to make sure you're not the cuck and to make sure that the girls that you're choosing to bring in your life see you as not the cuck, right? Is by setting standards and not going with women that don't have the desire for you, don't have that burning desire, that try to corner you into a transactional relationship, that are a pile of red flags and that want to draw you in and then use you and be deceptive. You kick those girls to the curb. That's the only way, is by setting your standards. You can't have great relationships with great women if you don't get rid of the ones that don't see you as the alpha and instead see you as the cuck. The ones that are dysfunctional and not good relationship material, okay, are if you have those women in your life, you can't have the great experience that you could be having. You might have short-lived, short-term good experiences like a decent night or some good sex here and there, right? But you're not going to have that long-term happiness with women in general. You know what I mean? You're going to be dealing with a lot of crap if you're not setting your standard. So that's it. That is it. Yeah, I just glanced over. YouTube deletes comments all the time, bro. I try my best not to swear. You see me censoring myself. And nothing I can do. It is just YouTube. It is the way it is. So when you do right stuff, I mean, do your best, to try not to get censored. That's the only advice I can give there. If a comment disappears from YouTube, it's not me deleting it. Just so you know, I never delete comments. I mean, I honestly never. I don't think I've ever had. I mean, if somebody wrote something like, I don't know, overtly racist or something crazy, I would definitely delete the comment. But I mean, most of the part, even critical comments, I mean, I care enough to delete them. But if it does disappear, it's usually because of YouTube. I mean, for me, it's 100% because of YouTube. I've never deleted a comment. So just keep that in mind. Yeah, Red Pill Rage. Hey, man, Temple of Iron. Don't worry about the rage thing, bro. It'll pass. But stick to good content, though. Don't fuel rage and failure mentality. There's enough channels and enough BS out there that's just going to fuel that rage and have you spin more. It's not honest material, by the way. All it is negative stuff, and it has you spin into negative modes of thinking, and then you can't have good experiences with women. And that's stupid. Why would we do that to ourselves, right? So, there's seeing things how they are and then seeing what you can do about those things. And when you know what to do about those things, then that's when you'll start doing better. Look, I'll leave you guys on this final note here, okay? The quality of women and the quality of experiences you can have with women in your life is a function of two things: your level of skill and opportunity. Okay, that's it. When your level of skill, when I say skill, I mean capability as well. That includes SMV and things of that nature. So your level of skill with women and your capabilities are high. It's just a matter of opportunity. If you're going with toxic women or women who see you as the cuck and trying to placate to her and buy her Valentine's Day gifts, right? You're missing out on a whole bunch of other women. You're missing out on opportunities, right? For them to experience your level of skill and experience your level of capabilities. You have all the capabilities in the world. I've been guilty of this too, by the way. You can have all the capabilities in the world to have what you want and pick toxic women and end up miserable. Okay, miserable. And that is because you're not opening up opportunities. And some of your skill sets weren't good because you weren't picking. Vetting is part of those skill sets, and you weren't picking better choices. All right. So it's just a function, man. It's a function of skills, capabilities, right? And opportunity. I mean, if you have all the skills in the world, but you never leave your house to go talk to a woman, that's not so good with opportunities. If you only see one woman at a time and you figure, while you're dating, well, 7 out of 10 can't even pair bond. Probably only 1 out of 10 is going to be good for you. You're going to spend a year, and might not even meet anybody that's worth it if you're just doing one at a time. Whereas if you're dating, I'm not saying banging the world, okay, but just dating and seeing and opening up those doors, and you're seeing 3 or 4 different women, dating and talking to simultaneously, what happens? You see that your opportunity just went up, right? But you waste time on toxic women or women that aren't worth it and don't vet them the right way. That's an opportunity cost now, right? Because now, you're not allowing for room for maybe a better chick to get into your life. So you see, it's always a function of opportunity and skill set capabilities. All right. That's what it is. I'll give you the skill sets here. I'll drop it for free as much as I can. I'm a little disorganized sometimes with the way that I organize my videos. I know I need to do playlists, all this stuff. I'm booked with consultations though. That's why my clients who really need me and pay me for my time come first. And so sometimes the time's limited. Okay. But we'll get there. All right. We'll get there. But whether it's a consultation with me, whether it's a program or, reading my book when that comes out to the public, some people have read some of my book already, or, taking a course or doing a conference like Rule Zero, or, just watching the videos for free, you'll get the skills, you'll get the capabilities. And all it is opportunity. But back to center of video, opportunity, part of that is don't be the cuck. Okay. Don't be the cuck. Be the alpha, never be the cuck. If you set that standard for yourself right now, okay, those of you guys are having trouble and struggling, set that standard for yourself right now, you'll all of a sudden start getting better results. I didn't know a damn thing. Back when I was 20, 21 years old, all I knew was to set that standard after a point. I just got tired of it. And I finally set a standard. I didn't have it rationalized this way, but I figured, hey, if I'm interested in a girl, we're either banging first as the primary, and then anything else comes after she earns it, or nothing. That's it. I'm just not going to let these women use me anymore for resources while they go smash other dudes. Not doing it. As soon as I set that standards, I got out of the friend zone. Friend zone didn't exist for me anymore, and I had a lot of options. So you're either the alpha or you're the cuck. Which one are you going to be, gentlemen? Which one? Because the choice is yours, not theirs. All right. Thanks again for tuning in. Thanks for the support. As usual, I talk longer than I should have. So I got to bounce. Take care.